That, Steve, were you disappointed with Real Madrid tonight?
Yeah, I agree with what Michael said. It was a great result, but the performance was average, wasn't it? Average at best against 10 men. Very, very workmanlike. They were poor up front. You know, without Benzema, they went with Vinicius and Isco. No pace, no real cutting edge. Mariano came on and had an awful time. So you can see why. I mean, you can see that the finances in Spain, and particularly Real Madrid, it's really affected them because they've let Gareth Bale go on loan, of course. James Rodriguez has gone on loan. In January, Odegaard went to Arsenal. Luka Jovic went back to Eintracht Frankfurt and is still scoring goals. And they're left with that. So you could see where they're missing. They're really, really missing. But overall, to win 1-0 after what the Spanish teams have been through in this Champions League, it's a brilliant result for them. But you know, they're not going to scare you. That type of performance won't scare any of the English sides going forward, not at all.
Has that been a bit of their story in the Champions League in recent times, Michael, that they're just getting the job done? But we know that they can still go through the gears in the knockout stages.
Well, a few years ago when they were winning it, you were thinking, you know, they did have gears. They were just scraping through. But you looked at the team and thought, in the big ones, I want to be with them. You know, they've got all the experience in the world, all the know-how. But then in recent years, you just look at the quality of the team and you just think they might have a bit of experience, but there's just not enough quality on show now. And yes, they're down to the bare bones. Yes, once they get some of the big stars back, they will be a lot better. On tonight's performance, you'd be wanting to draw them. And I didn't think I'd ever say that about Real Madrid. However, when you step forward and think, right, what players have got to come back in, then you probably think, yeah, there's easier teams in the draw.
And at 1-0, Atalanta still in it. We talk so much about their attacking play, but it was all about the way they defended tonight.
Yes, they defended, but they defended really easy because Real Madrid, even when they broke Real Madrid, they didn't break with any pace. It was as if they just wanted to keep it 0-0, and if they can nick a goal, they're more than happy. If you ever get to a situation in the last 16 where if you win at home in the second leg, you're through. I think Real Madrid were happy with that. And they played in the second half like that. There was no real urgency. Crosses into the box, but no real cutting edge. And then they get you know, funny enough, the left-back who was involved in the sending off, furthest man forward, gets the winning goal. And it was a really nice goal, but you don't expect the left-back to score. But on a night like this, when they didn't have many attacking options, as in real quality up top, you know, it was always going to take a Luka Modric shot or a Ferland Mendy nice goal to get that winner. But I think Real Madrid would have been more than happy to go away with 0-0, to be very honest.
Yeah, so 1-0, a good result for them heading into that second leg. And watching the Atalanta-Real Madrid game with me, Steve McManaman and Michael Owen. Michael, the game really completely changed in that first half, owing a red card for Freuler for Atalanta. A bit of a shame for the game, really. Was this a clear goal-scoring opportunity?
Yeah, it was a shame for the game. It was for the neutral anyway. And I did think it was a goal-scoring opportunity, Lindsay. It was a great move from Real Madrid to get through the pitch like this. When he first took it, I thought, oh, that's probably going to be a yellow card, especially when the referee was so quick out of his pocket. And I must admit, I was a bit surprised to see the red. But when you see it here, I think it's going to be around about here he would have been shooting from, on the line of the ball, and where he would have, you know, he was in full flight. And I do think that from that angle, you have to say that's a goal-scoring opportunity. It's not a sitter or anything else like that, but it's definitely an opportunity.
Lots of refs would have looked at that and thought a yellow's enough. Do you not think?
You know what, Lindsay? Sometimes you think you might as well wait a yard, give a penalty away. At least you've got 11, you're still in the game. Because as a spectacle over the two games, over the two-legged tie, especially with the away team getting the advantage of that man advantage, it just spoiled the game. It did. It took all the pace out of the game. It made Atalanta just sit back and defend and try and hope that they get something in the second leg. It made Madrid just canter through the game thinking, oh, we're going to win this. And even if we don't win tonight, we'll win next game. So it was disappointing in that respect because we expected more of a game, didn't we, tonight? We were all excited coming into the game because of what we've seen from the both teams, defensively and offensively. So it was just spoiled. I don't like red cards like that. I agree. I think it was a red card, but I still don't like it.
Yeah, and we thought we'd be sitting here now talking about Atalanta's attacking fluidity, the chances they create, which is what we're normally doing. They didn't have a shot on target. They had to completely change the way they played, Michael. This was the start of the game. They started exactly as we imagined. That's
right. They've proven many times that they're an attacking team, Atalanta. Their goal-scoring record for and against proves that. But when you go down to 10 men, you've literally got no other option, especially when you're playing a quality outfit like Real Madrid. You've got no other option but to sit in, conserve your energy a little bit. This is the second half. Of course, you don't often see this with Atalanta, but everybody behind the ball, you know, and you save your legs a little bit by doing this. You deny Real Madrid space, and you almost allow them to cross balls, hit goal, you know, shots on target. And we see the average formations before and after the red card, and it just shows you, and it just backs up those clips that we've had. They've almost dropped another 10, 15 yards into their own half. So yeah, it was definitely a defining moment in the game.
It was difficult as well because we think that Zapata went off for a muscular injury, Robbie mentioned in commentary, and you want your big number 9 to stay on the pitch in times of adversity because at least he can hold the ball up and be the focal point to put the Real Madrid defenders off. But him going off and then Muriel coming off, they just dropped deeper and deeper and deeper. And as they got more mentally tired and physically tired, they just decided to defend the goal, and they were just camped on at the edge of the box in the end. And it just became a bit of a procession for Real Madrid keeping the ball. Yeah,
they were just a bit too pedestrian, though.
Yes.
They did keep them at bay, and we thought it's going to be something special if they're going to make the breakthrough, and it was.
Yeah, and it's no surprise that it was a shot outside the box, gets fed into Ferland Mendy, opens his body up. What I didn't like, you see the Atalanta players all coming out, a lot of them with the hands behind the back, so they're not getting out quick enough, especially when you've got your arms behind the back like that. There's a number of them you can see, but still, it was a great finish from the left back, curling it in. This is the great canvas shot. Just arcing into that far corner.
Yeah, you can see how far he actually sets it off outside the post and brings it in. Of course, that man's delight. And nice little short corner as well. Trying something a little bit different, and a nice right foot curler.
Let's have a look at the game in Budapest then, Steve, quickly. Manchester City just formidable once again this evening.
In brilliant form, and no surprise at all that they've won the game. And we haven't watched all of it, of course, but seemingly they've won comfortable enough. But yeah, they're just rolling on, aren't they? Very, very powerful. Look unstoppable at the moment.
Similarities
for this,
with the goals, wasn't there? With the ball from Cancelo.
Cancelo picking out Bernardo Silva. This one headed across to Gabriel Jesus, and that'll give them a nice cushion going at home. But you know, big favourites again.
Yeah.
Can they finally make their mark, do you think, on the competition?
I think they can. I just think the way they're defending nowadays, you can't be one of these, you know, a Paris Saint-Germain over recent years. You know, these teams that score loads but concede loads, and that's what Man City have been, really. They have shootouts against everyone virtually every game. Now they're virtually impossible to break down. Another clean sheet tonight. So I just think that you're probably looking at the eventual winners there.
Yeah, 2-0 going into the Champions League this evening, though. Atalanta defended well after going down to 10 men, and Ferland Mendy, though, made the breakthrough with a wonderful strike.